kuva ku banks, government, corporations, companies kutuuka ku muntu wa bulijjo. Wali weebuuzizaako batya sente bwe ziflowinga okutuuka ku ggwe omuntu wa bulijjo, oba batya companies ne corporations bwe zinfluencinga matters? Well, tuula okkalire kuba ngenda ku unfoldingira the three major giants mu financial world ate nga ziholdinga the keys to the global economy: BlackRock, Vanguard and State Street. These three companies that you probably never think of, but together they quietly own pieces of almost everything around you. Okuva ku simu, motoka ne favorite coffee brand yo. These companies, you will never see them making adverts to you or even manufacture any products around, yet they hold more power than some governments. So who are they and how do they work, and how did these three companies end up holding keys to the global economy? So zino companies ze bayita ze asset managers. They manage other people's money which come from pension funds, government businesses and even you, omuntu wa bulijjo aina account mu stock markets. This is what they do. They spread all their money across all over thousands of companies. For example, Amazon, Tesla, Coca-Cola, Apple, Microsoft and Nvidia. Mu kifo ky'oteeka sente mu kifo kimu, bazi spreading across those companies, and with this they don't own one business. They own large pieces or small pieces of almost everything, and those pieces add up to trillions of dollars in investments. Kino kitegeeza bakwata sente zaabwe bazi spreading across mu companies ez'enjawulo, companies ezisinga obeera influential, ezisinga otambuza obulamu bw'abantu obwa bulijjo, ne bamala ozi-investinga in terms of shares. Zino companies bazisobola okutuusa agendas zaabwe ze baba baagala, and of which those companies, those small investment or shares ze baba baguze, zi adding up to trillions of funds or trillions of investments in dollars. Kyonna kitandika kitya? Eno idea etandika ne omusajja gwe bayita John Bogle mu 1970s. John Bogle made the idea of index funds way more cheaper, easy, safe for long-term investors, and of which this idea exploded into popularity. Mu decades ezajjeyo maaso, trillions of dollars fell into these companies nga ffe ze tumanyi mu maaso gaffe, oba multinational companies ze tumanyi nga Amazon, Coca-Cola, Google, Apple n'endala so on ze tumanyi. And these companies ezazi managing nga Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street quietly became some of the biggest financial players in the global market. Kino kyali kitegeeza oba kiba kitegeeza nti they have voting powers over the companies they run or influence. Kitegeeza zisobola okuba n'amaanyi agasobola okuinfluencinga batya abakozi, engeri gye basasulwamu, engeri abakozi bameka gye balina okukolera company, n'okuba n'amaanyi agasobola okuchanginga even the direction of investments of these companies ze zirunninga. Kino kitegeeza nti they play a big role in financing public projects, stabilizing economies, and sometimes even advising governments during financial crisis. Kuzooko zino companies enene esooka bagita BlackRock. BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager, controlling all over $10 trillion in investments through its technology or platform called iDeep. BlackRock does not only manage money, it influences the entire markets from stock to real estate, government, corporations and even pension funds. So BlackRock yesigamye ku platform yaabwe gye bayita iDeep. iDeep yitwalenga obwongo bwa global finance oba global markets kuba trackinga It's a software that tracks risks, investments for government, banks, insurance, and companies and big corporations. So kigambibwa n'ogambibwa singa Aladdin yali evuddeko bange has gone offline for a day, global markets zisobola okugwa mu panic ey'amaanyi ddala okuba nti wasobola okubeerawo akatabagano mu nsi y'ebyenfuna okubanga software evuddeko obanga egenze offline. BlackRock invests almost in every field, starting from real estate, infrastructure projects, defense, healthcare, tech, and oil. This shows you that they don't just manage money, but they influence how companies operate and even how countries respond to economic crisis. Yet zino companies tolisanga zikuba bulango, tolisanga mawulire, tolisanga zikola product yonna oba n'okulaba logo zayo wantu yonna. But in the financial ground or in the financial world, it's like gravity, invisible, but according to their power or according to their influence, you can feel them everywhere. Mu company ey'okubiri tulina company gye bayita Vanguard. Vanguard was founded in 1975 by a man called John Bogle, the man who started or revolutionized the idea of index funds. Naye kyekyawula Vanguard okubeera unique okuva companies endala. Well, Vanguard is unique because it is owned by its investors rather than outside shareholders. This structure allows it to quietly grow into one of the most powerful forces in finance, with over $8 trillion under management. By popularizing low-cost index funds, Vanguard made investing accessible to the masses, and by doing so it gained enormous influence over global corporations. But unlike Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street, Vanguard has huge voting power in companies all over the world. It does not matter if it's Apple, Microsoft, ExxonMobil, or Coca-Cola. Vanguard likely owns a piece of it, and that gives it a voice in the corporate decisions that affect millions of people day to day. Mu company yaffe ey'okusatu tulina company gye bayita State Street. Okuwa brief explanation ku State Street. State Street was founded in 1792 mu Boston. State Street may not be a household name, but it's a custodian of the world wealth with around $4 trillion in assets. It plays the behind-the-scene role in safeguarding investments and executing trades for massive institutions. While it does not get the headlines in decisions, today State Street manages around $4 trillion in assets. That's smaller than BlackRock and Vanguard. Kino kiregeeza nti State Street yemu ku companies zasookawo okusinziira ku myaka ne companies endala gye zibaddengawo. Yemu ku company yasookawo okutandika eno idea ya asset management. Newankubadde BlackRock oba Vanguard companies zaddiira tezigisinga shares, nye eno company yasookerawo ddala. Ate because of these three companies, they own small shares in thousands of businesses. Zino companies esatu, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, they are the largest shareholders in over 90% of the companies in the S&P 500, which include the biggest corporations in the USA. Gwe munanga tamanyi kye bayita S&P 500. S&P 500 index unit gye ba trading ku stock markets. Eyo index unit erina over 90% the world's multinational corporations eza stock ze trading mu buli lunaku ku global market. While rival companies like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and Apple, Microsoft, and even competing airlines often share the same top shareholders, Vanguard, BlackRock and State Street. They have the same owners behind them. Kino kitegeeza nti Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple ne business endala ennene, multinational companies ennene zirina ba shareholders be bamu ate ba boss baazo kwe kuli Vanguard, State Street ne BlackRock. Well, their votes and influence shape executive decisions, corporate policies, even long-term strategies. Whether you drink a coffee, stream a movie, or use a phone, chances are these three companies benefit from it. So, do these three companies rule the world? They might not run it like kings, but they definitely hold the keys to it.